time zone it is that you're watching this in. Yeah, good dad. How you doing? Welcome back to the tune-up. Now, I know a lot of you have been waiting on this one. Mike Shinoda, Linkin Park, Post-Traumatic. Now, I don't want to go about this album too energetic, too... Whoa! I don't want to go about it like that. The name of the album alone is already sad, and, if you're a Linkin Park fan, I need not say anything else. That moment alone in 2017 was enough to mark the whole year bad, and I mean, just everything he meant to so many people. If you're not a Linkin Park fan, then you're not in the loop of what I'm referring to. Last year, we lost Chester Bennington. The one thing I can say right here, right now, and that I can say with full enthusiasm is I love that Mike was able to channel his pain into an album. It's the same praise that I gave Kanye for putting out 808s and Heartbreak when his mother passed away. So I'm interested to see what this entails. I'm interested to see what we get. I remember first when it came up, it was listed under hip hop, and now it's alternative. So I'm interested to see where this album goes. So let's check it out right here, right now. This is Post-Traumatic by Mike Shinoda. Number 2, Over Again.
Sometimes you don't say goodbye once. You say goodbye over and over and over again. It was a month since he passed, maybe less, and no one knew what to do. We were such a mess. We were texting, we were calling, we were checking in. We took the bowl, get on stage, dim the lights with our friends and our family in his name. Celebrate, there's no way that I'll be ready to get back up on that stage. I think about not doing it the same way as before, and it makes me wanna puke my fucking guts out on the floor. We rehearsed it for a month, I'm not worried about the set. I get tackled by the grief at times that I would least expect. I know what you say goodbye, yeah, you say it over and over and over and over. Sometimes.
Those backgrounds, I hear you. Yeah, there you go. I like that he put us in his shoes for that one. And I like that the concept of saying goodbye is what he's going on. Like, we do say goodbye over and over and over again. But it's only that one last goodbye that you always think about. Like, what did I say to them? Like, was that my last time saying goodbye? Like, was this my last moment with him? Or what was my last moment with so-and-so? Like, that's crazy. I like that he's bringing the simplest things to the light for something so massive. So that's cool. That's really creative to do. So I support that and I salute it. Number 3, Watching As I Fall. Okay, synths. Ooh, synths and scratch. Ooh.
I look me in the eyes, watching as I say this and then I do that, telling them the old words but in a new rap. Watching as I fall, staring as I go. I gave unto my soul, hurt, and never told them so. They the design, ask me if I can, I say I don't know, and honestly I lie that I can sound cold.
It's interesting I'm hearing this right after doing a Machine Gun Kelly album reaction, because that sounded like I think Let You Go off the album. I don't know, it just didn't grab me. It didn't really jump out at me. The beat was alright, but again, like, nothing about it jumped off to me, so that'd probably be the first one I skip. Continuity error. I started filming this, phone died, had to go to bed, had to go to set, so never got done. I'm doing it right now. I had to wear the same shirt because, I didn't want to just not try to at least keep the theme of everything going with this episode. So, I apologize, but now we're getting back to everything. Now I'm finishing it up, so I'm sorry I look more bummy. I know this whole site is just trash, but we're going to finish the album right here, right now. Number 4, Nothing Makes Sense Anymore.
Up on a ledge I was looking down. It was far enough to keep me safe, but the ground was cracked. My insides out, my left is right, and close my eyes and wait for dawn. But there's no light, nothing makes sense anymore. Turn over, washing out the light.
That's probably the strongest one so far. I think that's, besides Place to Start, I feel like that one had a little bit more honesty to it, a little bit more of a personal touch, because I feel like that's probably how you'll be feeling after losing somebody so close to you. Going through loss or struggle of any kind definitely makes you see the world differently, and I can definitely attest to that. But yeah, I loved the stripped back nature of that one. I think that one is the biggest highlight so far. And I know I've got a few more tracks to go, but more than a few. But yeah, that one was a special one. I like that one. Number 5, About You featuring Black Bear. Now, I used to love Black Bear. I really used to rock heavy with Black Bear. I haven't been feeling the new stuff. Gotta be honest. Not feeling cybersex. I wasn't feeling digital drug lords. So I'm hoping this is a little bit of a throwback to the classic stuff, like Cashmere News, maybe a little bit of Dead Roses. The Afternoon is still one of my favorite tracks from him. So shout out to Black Bear. I definitely am not feeling the new stuff, but he's still a dope artist. And it also has a star by it. So that lets me know that this is a hit. So let's check it out.
This is that gather round it and wonder where I found it. This is that wake up, make your agent have your Tory routed. This is that drama comma. This up together, buttercup. Get it cracking back and black until you have them thunderstruck. But even when it's not about you, no, there's not a single thing that I can say. Not a single solitary. Every meaning changes shape. Even when there's no connection back to you in any line.
These are just words to our melody. Find something that works, fits the symmetry. For only a quick broken remedy. And I give anything to truth. It's all about you, all the side of it's about you now. It's all about you.
I'm kind of mixed on that one. I think it was all composed and crafted really well, but I don't think I don't see why that's the hit. I don't see why that's the popular song. I wasn't crazy about the beat. The bars were pretty good. Black Bear's feature was decent. I don't know. I was just talking about this with another album, number 6, Brooding, instrumental. It sounds like another song. I'm gonna show y'all what song this is reminding me of. I'm gonna show y'all. Okay. Kind of serving as a little break from everything. I like that. It really did remind me of a different song, though, and I'm going to show it to you right now. I adore that song. I think it's just... and then there's a whole part in the middle where it just goes crazy. That's the type of music that just hits my heart, pierces through, gets me in my feels. I get real emotional with shit like that. So that's for a different video. Nah, but yeah, the instrumental was cool. I like how it kind of serves as a little intermission, which is funny because there's 16 songs. So it's kind of like our early intermission before we really get into the meat of things. So let's keep going. Number 7, Promises I Can't Keep.
What's the difference between a man and a monster? Is it somewhere between I can and I want to? Used to think that I know what I want. Now it's time to see if it's true. I had so much certainty. It was up to me. I've got no worse enemy than the fear of what's still unknown. There will be promises I can't keep.
A little bit of dubstep in there, okay.
What's the difference between a loss and a forfeit? I
think with a little bit more emotion in the delivery, it could have been a stronger song. It's a little timid to me. It feels a little shy. Like he doesn't want to go all the way. And I can kind of understand that, being with the theme of the album is really just about loss and, coming out of something catastrophic that happened to you. Hence the whole title of the album. But I think it would have been a much powerful song if the delivery was a little more powerful. Number 8, Crossing a Line.
You know that's a lie, 'cause I found what warn you for what I'm gonna say, 'cause you're holding too tight to, but to get there means crossing a line, so I'm crossing a line.
It's got a very Imagine Dragons attitude to it.
I don't care anymore, and I hope you know that's a lie.
I like it. It was really catchy. Like I said, it reminded me of Imagine Dragons. It kind of felt like Whatever It Takes. But yeah, it was pretty cool. That one has a little bit more commercial appeal, and it's a lot less heavier than the other songs on there. Though the subject matter may be talking about something, trying, the way that it's presented and the way that it's delivered to people who just are listening, like moi, it's very open, it's bouncy, and it's cool. It's got a nice swing to it. So it's a good song. It's a good song. I don't know if I would say it's a standout track, but it's definitely a good one. Number 9, Hold It Together.
She said, are you okay? And I'm staring into space. It's making her nervous. 2 or 3 hours of sleep. I say to be patient, that we're gonna make it. I have to admit that I'm struggling. Trying to act normal so they won't know that I'm just trying to hold my shit together, darling. They say that they sympathize. I'm grateful they take the time, but bringing it up at this 6-year-old birthday, it kind of fucks up my vibe. Too dark to be funny, I shouldn't have come. It'd be weird to go home and I'm struggling.
I think the hook was kind of a big hindrance for that song, but I loved what he was talking about because I've seen situations play out like that. I know people that have gone through a lot of loss, and then, I never bring it up to them when they're out in public because that's the whole reason they're out in public. They don't want to talk about it. So I feel like the hook didn't help it at all, but the subject matter in which he was rapping about was definitely relatable, honest, and, right to the point. Number 10, Ghosts.
This is not about a poltergeist, not about a phantom that glows at night. Oh, and I know what they'll say. I'm trying to make sense of what no one can explain. But I've been having dreams that holding every memory close. Tonight is for our goals. They say I'm wrong, but each night falls and the way I run on the other side till the daylight comes. And when the lights go,
I liked the way he sang on it. I thought that was perfect. I really enjoyed the arrangement. I thought all the instruments worked really well and all the elements in there, the effects, and I think it all worked really well. Number 11, Make It Up As I Go, featuring K-Flay. Now, I used to listen to K-Flay a lot in my Vine days. She was popping on everybody's edit. She had a song called Borderline that got remixed by, I think, Vanek, I think was the remix. Ooh, I gotta look at it because it's in my library, but I remember when Borderline came out, it was on everybody's edit, and everybody used that song, and there was another one that she had that was popping. But yeah, shout out to K-Flay.
woke up this morning holding my head, thinking
Ooh.
washing off the bad decisions. I gotta figure shit out, and they're asking me if I can't see the darkness down below. And I know it's true, I say I do, and half the time I don't.
take it back. That one definitely was way more engaging than Ghosts. I loved the chill nature of Ghost, and I liked the whole feel of it. But that one was grimy, but a great hook. K-Flay really reminds me a lot of Macy Gray, and I love Macy Gray, so I love that whole connection I have. But yeah, that one was dirty. That one was attitude filled. That one had bounce. That one had bars. That one had substance. That's a memorable track. It's a standout one. Number 12, Liftoff featuring Chino Moreno and Machine Gun Kelly.
Lift off like Virgin Galactic. My Richard Sue Branson to fuck with you bastards. The opposite of stars like rats spelled backwards. I blow poems out to Saturn and past it. Easy as a standard anti-gravity backflip. I don't drop mics, only let it smoke where I said it. And I don't play, even when they press it. Get it? Space and got sent back, but I'm still intact. In fact, take a picture of me, you can see that I'm a star with your lens cracked. Did that dance with the devil, hell hot as a kettle. So it's no wonder why I put this ice on all of my metal and wear that shit like a medal. Used to think I was a joker, no Jared Leto, when I said I'd get us out the ghetto. I'm rolling these grams gladly, purple and green like Daphne, shades on like Velma, hair long like Shaggy, crushing addies in my water, got my voice raspy.
Yeah, now it's funny how the ending of the album is where the most consistent tracks and the most consistency is being shown. I guess that makes sense because that means you have to go through the album to get to the good part. And that's not to ding it, that's not to diss it. It's just how I'm feeling. But that one was another quality track. I really loved the little guitar in the background for the hook. I'm assuming Chino did the hook. Machine Gun Kelly verse was crazy. And then Mike did his thing too. So shout out. That's another great track to follow the last two great tracks. So I'm happy. I'm loving that. Number 13, IOU.
Yeah. Levitating off the blacktop. Used to struggle getting started, now I can't stop.
Hey.
Used to be the quiet kid in the sandbox. Now it's hands up every time that your man rock. Where I'm sitting, contenders are looking like fruit spinning around in the blender.
Okay.
When I'm here looking for dinner, I eat them, delete them, they're barely beginners. Everything I came for, look, but don't touch, suck and tell them, take an IOU. Say they want respect now, thinking they deserve to have it next now. Tell them, take an IOU. Max out now, I'm working even when I'm sleeping, do the math now. Even when I'm sleeping, eyes keep them open. Striped across them both the color of your hemoglobin. A huge man, I don't know from history. I made you one Reagan with that nonsense. Miss me. Father like Francis Anakin and John Misty. Not to be touched, sucker, tell them take an IOU. Say they will respect now, thinking they...
He ain't have to snap like that. Yo, what? He said, no, let me show you my pen game is crazy. I'm going to tell you right now. Because I've gotten a couple people asking me about Whit Lowry, and you know, I still get a lot of hate comments about the whole NF shit. I like that whole approach more than all of that. You know, there's some NF tracks I like. I don't really like Whit Lowry that much. Not too big a fan of his, but you know, they do his thing. I'm not big on Mike Stud. There's a whole lot of people that have been suggested to me in the same breath with this guy. And I feel like Mike Shinoda, I feel like he's just heads and shoulders above those suggestions. And I feel like NF is like pretty much the only person out of that suggestion group that can go bar for bar with this dude. But this IOU, that's some fire. That's absolute fire. Coming up on the last bit of tracks, Running From My Shadow featuring Grandson. It kind of feels like they sampled a Linkin Park song.
When it goes from all five to a solo, let me tell you what you don't know. I've been down so low. I was looking for something, but denying that I found it. Tell us if they can't tell them. Running from my shadow. Running from my shadow, but it's still there chasing me down. Running from my shadow. Running from my shadow. Maybe I didn't want to chase what was not right. Maybe I didn't want to face you or offsides. Thinking I was far away from a cross line, but I was giving soft praise to a hard lie. There are things that... Running from my shadow, now my shadow is my only friend.
That's very, very T.O.P. That's very T.O.P. Now that's a sharp detour from IOU, but it's not a bad song. I think this hook was a lot stronger than the hook for Hold It Together. I feel like it didn't deter from the song as much as Hold It Together did. But I didn't feel it. It's another one I'm not feeling all the way. I do like what he's talking about. Again, the personal touch is very present on the entire album, as I was expecting, but on certain songs, it's a little more palpable for me. This one isn't one of them, but it's not a bad song. Number 15, World's on Fire.
You know what's in my head. Fucked up is an understatement. Can't wait for this year to end. It all fell. I can't get a break. It's too much to take. But closing my eyes, I know. When the world's on fire, all I need is you. Disappear. You're the one that keeps me here. The world's on fire. All I need is you.
For some reason, that song really reminded me of Sting. Like something off of Mercury Falling, or maybe the Soul Cages or something like that. But it definitely reminded me of Sting for some reason. I don't know why. That's just another track that didn't really do anything for me. But I feel where he's coming from on wanting the year to end. If I went through anything similar to what he's going through, then I would want 2018 to be over as well. So I definitely feel you, my man. I feel you on that. And lastly, number 16, Can't Hear You Now.
I can't hear you now. I'm somewhere far away where you can't bring me down. Yeah, run it back, tell them what I'm coming at. I was on that bullshit then, now I'm done with that. Scared of what I didn't want, scared of what I wanted and thought that I was finished, but I hardly had begun. In fact, I got a caption for anybody asking. That is, I am feeling fucking fantastic. Some days it doesn't take much to bring me down. You can call till your voice is running out, but I can't hear you now. I can't hear you now. I'm somewhere way too long. I listen too much. You say what can't be unheard. I'm somewhere far away. You can't bring me down, so I can't hear you.
Interesting closer. I like how he's ending on a high note. I like how he's ending on the triumphant declaration. Definitely really puts the notion out there that I feel like he's tired of people asking if he's okay. Hence why he opened the song with "I'm feeling fucking fantastic." So I feel like that was the only way the album could have ended, because it would have been way worse if he would have ended like with a really sad brooding song with a voicemail or something. You know, like I feel like that would have been a little on the nose, a little too much. You know, we got that in the opening. Like he let you know what this album was gonna be in the first moments of the album, which is, you know, great. You know, I'm gonna let you know right now, you're in for a heavy ride. So I like that at the end of the ride, he came out and he's feeling great. So I didn't really love the contrast between the aggressive delivery of the bars and then the calm and quiet delivery of the hook. It kind of took away the power from the song, but the message, I think, is what will ring out. After finishing Post Traumatic from Mike Shinoda, I think it hits on all the points that it wants to. And, you know, even though there's a few misses song-wise on here for me, I feel like this album was definitely more for him and his search for clarity than anything else. I can't really nail it for what I didn't like about it, because, you know, art is all for interpretation, however you feel about it. However we feel about it is how we're going to feel about it. But for me, all that matters is how he feels about his work. And I don't really say that with a lot of artists because I usually give my critiques and I usually go in and da-da-da-da. But in the same way that Mac created Swimming, Kanye created 808s and Heartbreaks, you know, you have to go through something really, really severe to create something really, really great. And even though I don't think the album is great, I think Mike himself is a great individual, and what he was able to accomplish is great. And I say the same thing about Mac with Swimming. Even though I thought Swimming was great, and I think 808s and Heartbreak is great, the feat of recording anything in tragedy is just great in and of itself. I really commend Mike for even going to the studio and writing stuff down. And, you know, that's probably the only way he was able to cope and deal. But, you know, I just commend anybody that does something like that. That takes a lot. That takes a lot of strength to do. I really did enjoy the pocket of Ghosts up until IOU. I thought that was phenomenal. I think those were the best moments for the album. A lot of the standout songs were all right there. I've always been a fan of what Mike does, and I like how he's been able to blend genres while bringing his own creative take and creative delivery and creativity in general to the table. So with all that being said, I think that even though the album felt like one sound, like one direction, no pun intended, but even though I felt like the album was basically one direction and one sound for the one theme, it didn't deter from it to make the album sour, if that makes sense. Usually I don't like when there's one sound for the entire album or only one feel of the music, but I really feel like there was only one way that he could have gone about it, and it was with the heavy production and a little over the top instrumentation and the melodies and the compositions of the songs. But it all works because of the serious nature of why the album got conceived at all. So I my hat's off. It's on, but my hat's off to Mike Shinoda for creating in this tumultuous time that he's going through. And I really hope that, you know, this album served as therapy for him and maybe for other people. You know, I don't think I would go back to it. I definitely go back to IOU, Make It Up As I Go, Ghosts, and Lift Off. That whole section right there, I'd buy that whole part. I would buy all those songs off the album. I'd buy that. I'd loop that. I'd play it at parties. I'd run that. Especially IOU. That IOU was absolute fire. But I hope that this album does for people what it did for Mike in creating it. And I hope that this album was able to help Mike heal while he created it. I didn't love the album, but I did enjoy going through it. And like I said, that pocket is definitely my favorite. And it left a mark on me. So I'll definitely be going back to those tracks. And I hope that the next chapter of Mike's life is a lot easier, because I know this chapter is going crazy. So my heart goes out to him, his family. My heart goes out to Chester's family. And, of course, all the Linkin Park fans. I hope you guys are doing okay. I know it's been a cool minute, but, you know, you don't really get over something like that. At least not in a fast period of time. So my heart goes out to all y'all. I hope y'all are doing well. And, yeah, salute to Mike for creating. And that's going to do it for this episode of The Tune Up. I hope you enjoyed. Again, sorry for the continuity error. We got Queen, Nicki Minaj after this. Arctic Monkeys coming up. BTS coming up. You got some 21 Pilots coming up. You got Green Day coming up. There's a whole bunch of stuff coming to the channel. So, rock with your boy, and I'm going to rock back with y'all. Like, share, subscribe. Please contribute to the Patreon. You know the biz. You know what it is. It's Jared O'Brien, and I'm out.